So GSP, the global shipping program, has finally sorted their act out and it's back with USA shipping. So I think it'd be a good time for me to do a video on the global shipping program to show people how to switch it on first of all. Also to check your business policies to see whether yours has been switched off. It's been a common glitch within eBay the last few months with people's GSP toggle actually switching off. Anyway, before we get started, let me just introduce people to what GSP is, Global Shipping Program. Let me run through exactly what it is, and then we can go through exactly how to turn it on for your eBay store and to generate yourself more sales. Okay, so how it works. So the Global Shipping Program GSP is a hub in the UK where basically when we make a sale, we send the item to the hub and they will repackage it, or they're meant to repackage it, and then send it on to the customer. It does offer us protection, and we'll talk about protection a little bit later on, but it just makes life easier for us to ship international sales, so we don't have to worry ourselves about working out the postage costs and doing all of that. So it's really worth having on. It's a free tool that eBay offers you. I believe it is only for business sellers. I might be wrong, but I don't have a personal account, so I think it is for business sellers. And I think when you start on eBay, they don't give it to you straight away, but pretty quickly they do open it up to yourselves. So let me talk about the countries it ships to. So here we go, up on screen here, I've got all the eligible GSP countries. These are all the countries we can ship to from the UK. So EU, first of all, we've got Austria, Belgium, Bulgaria, Croatia, Cyprus, Czech Republic, Denmark, Estonia, Finland, France, Germany, Greece, Hungary, Ireland, Italy, Latvia, Lithuania, Luxembourg, Malta, Netherlands, Poland, Portugal, Romania, Slovakia, Slovenia, Spain, Sweden. They're all the countries in the EU we can ship through via GSP. You've also got non-EU countries. I'm not going to read all them out. I'm going to leave this up on screen for a second so you can have a look through the whole list. But it includes on there USA, and recently due to the tariff changes in the US, that had been removed, but now people are reporting it has come back. So the good thing about GSP, and I'm going to show you how you can do this in your business policy setup, is you can actually exclude countries if you wish. So a while ago, a few people were having problems with Germany and Italy, so people took them off the GSP list. Also, people have removed other countries such as Mexico before. So any countries you feel like you're going to have issues with, or you have previous experience of having issues with, you can remove. Personally, I leave everything on because one customer in Italy is not going to be all the customers in Italy, for instance. That's the way I look at it, but you do have a choice to switch on and switch off. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to share the screen. I'm going to show you how easy it is to switch on GSP and why you definitely need to be doing this to increase your sales. All right, so here we are. We're on the Seller Hub at the moment, and I'm just going to go down here to business policies. Now, if you haven't set these up, I'm actually going to do a further video on how to set up business policies because these have been an absolute game changer for me. Now, this is where you can manage all your policies for payment, return, postage. So we're going to create one quickly for postage, and this is where you can set up GSP. So we're just going to call it test for now. And this has been a game changer for me in many ways. If you are selling items that weigh different weights, the good thing about this is you can set up different policies for each one, and you can put them items in the policy. So you don't have to try and remember every time you list an item how much it's going to cost you to post. It just makes life a lot more manageable. Anyway, so we scroll down here, leave these two as they are, so standard postage. And then with domestic postage here, you want to add a primary service. So I use Every, and I'm going to say the buyer is going to pay $3.99 for Every. And we are looking at this here, we can add another policy, and we might do Royal Mail 48, okay? But for Royal Mail 48, I'm actually going to charge the buyer a little bit more for that service, okay? So there's the two policies set up, and this might be my 1 kg policy, okay? So what I might do here is put 1 kg. Now, if I was setting up a policy for 2 kg, this might change to, I don't know, $4.99, for instance. You get the idea. But for now, we'll leave it at $3.99. As I say, I'm going to do a longer-winded business policy, postage policy setup as well, just to make it easier for the people who've never used it before. You can also do stuff on the rate table. We'll go to that in the future. But this is the button you need to be clicking here. So when you toggle that on, it switches on the UK Global Shipping Centre automatically for you. That's the only thing you need to do. If a buyer from another country purchases an item now, you'll print the label the same way as if you would do it for UK, okay? So for instance, if someone in the GSP from Mexico buys an item today, I will still ship it with Every or Royal Mail, and it goes to the GSP hub and they do the rest of the work for you. So that's really important to make sure it's switched on. And what I would say here is have a look at your dispatch times as well. But again, I'll go through that in a future video. But what I will say here is for the people who already have it, and if I go back quickly and I go on my postage policies, just check on your policy by going on the edit part here that it is switched on, because a few people have reported that it has been switched off. So I'll just check mine quickly here to see if they are all switched on. I think I switched mine back on the other day. I've got some in this one. And there we are. Good example. That's switched off. So all of these items, I think there's only 6 in here. They're not eligible for GSP. So I'm going to make sure that's switched on and go save. And the reason I can't do it is because I already have a policy the same way. And again, I'll go through that in the future. I'm going to have to move them 6 items across. And then for my last one, which is in a Halloween 24 option, I think this is a bit of a trial one I was doing, that is switched on. But just a reminder for the people who currently do have it, do make sure it is switched on. Otherwise, again, you're going to be losing out on them sales. Okay, so I did mention there is a way for you to exclude countries if you don't want them on. As I said in the video earlier, personally, I leave them all on. But if you do want to exclude them, it's very easy. On your existing postage policy, in your business policies, you scroll to the bottom, and you can click on this tab here, which says excluded locations optional. You can click here, and what it's going to do, it's going to bring up all of the different areas. You've got domestic, international, other, so PO boxes, okay? Say, for instance, I wanted to remove Belgium and France as an example. We click on the Europe tab, and then we click on this one here, what says all countries. And then what we want to do, we want to clear this first of all, and then select the countries we want to exclude. So we go Belgium and France. As you can see, they're on the list here. We click done, and we go back off here. And as you can see, the 2 locations are showing here, Belgium +1, which is France. That's a really quick way for you to do it. You can also obviously do it for international. So you might go North America. Again, clear these first of all, and then select the ones you want to add onto the list. It's that simple. So you can really manage it the way you wish to. As I say, personally, I don't exclude any, but if you do want to do it, that's the quick and easy way to do it. So one more thing on GSP I want to speak about, and I mentioned it earlier, how you're protected here. So what it's saying here, with the global shipping program, you're protected in the following ways. You qualify for automatic 5-star protection on postage and dispatch charge, detailed seller ratings when you provide free domestic postage to the UK shipping centre. You qualify for automatic 5-star protection on delivery time, detailed seller ratings when you post with same day or 1-day dispatch, upload tracking information within 1 working day of receiving cleared payment, or mark the item as shipped if you don't use a track service, and the item is delivered to the UK shipping centre within 3 working days. Your buyers will be able to leave feedback for transactions involving global shipping program items. However, eBay will remove neutral or negative feedback associated with global shipping program transactions in some circumstances. You are not responsible, and this is a big one, you are not responsible for item loss or damage that occurs after the item reaches the UK shipping centre. So if I ship an item today and it reaches the shipping centre tomorrow, and it reaches the shipping centre okay, then eBay ship it off to Mexico and the item gets smashed in the post, we are covered as sellers, okay? So we get a full refund, the buyer also gets a full refund. Once an item has been forwarded by the UK shipping centre, you won't be responsible for refunding the buyer if an eBay money back guarantee case is filed against you for one of the following reasons. A buyer claims an item isn't received or package is damaged in transit. So again, if someone opens up an item not received case, we are also protected. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pin this customer service page about the eBay shipping program just under the video here. So it's worth checking out because there's so much more information that we could run through. There's also a really good section here, frequently asked questions. It's worth definitely going through that as well, just to understand it. So there we are. I hope that has encouraged you to switch on that toggle and turn on your global shipping program right now. As I said, there was a few teething problems with the US for the last couple of weeks or so. People are now reporting themselves are coming through. I probably make on average 10 to 15 GSP sales every single month, okay? It's nothing to be sniffed at. And I just feel like if you have not got it switched on, it's a free program to use that eBay kindly offers us. It gives us the edge as well compared to Vinted, because with Vinted we can only sell within the UK. So it's worth switching on. There's no downside to actually putting it on, I believe. People are quite fearful in case they get scammed overseas or in case anything happens. eBay are pretty good at protecting us. The only thing you do have to consider, if an item is marked not as described, we do have to provide a postage label to that customer to get it back to us, or we ask them to provide their own label to ship it back to us and we have to reimburse it. It's one thing you need to be made aware of, really. That's the only downside to it. I think in my time of eBay selling, I've had one occasion I've had to pay for that postage label to the customer to get the item back. eBay has normally got me covered. If you speak to a good eBay rep, they normally look after you if you've done a good job. Anyway, brief overview on GSP. Hope that's helpful. As I say, I'm going to release a business policies video in a few days' time. So check out the playlist for more eBay tips, and that business policy will be in there probably by the time you've watched this video. See you soon.